So today's lecture is about the fractional indices. So fractional indices are also known as the rational exponents. For instance, we have any number and have the power of that number in the rational form. For instance, I'm going to write here a to the power 3 by 2. So here we have the fractional indices. So in the power we have the fractional form. So in this fraction we have the numerator and the denominator. So they are used to represent roots and the power of the numbers. So I'm gonna write here the denominator of the fraction is the root of the number or letter. So in the given index number, here we have the denominator is 2, so it means we can write the denominator as a square root of the letter A. So I can write this here in the form a to the power 3 by 2 can be written as square root of a cube, because we have this in the denominator. So the denominator shows the root of the number. So that's how we can write 3 by 2 as square root of a cube. Similarly, the numerator of the fraction is the power. To raise the answer, for instance, we have an example. If we have base number 8, I'm going to write here for example, if we have a base number of 8 that has been raised to the power to a fractional power 2 by 3, so I'm going to write this is the base 8 and the power is 2 by 3. So according to the previous word, we can see here we have the denominator 3. It means this gives us the cube root of 8 and 2 is the power of cube root of 8. So I can write down the cube root of 8 whole to the power 2. So cube root of 8 is equal to 2. So now we can write down here 2 to the power 2. So 2 squared is equal to 4. So that's how we can solve the fractional indices. So it means the fractional indices 8 to the power 2 by 3 is equal to 4. For instance, I'm going to write here a value raised to the power 1 by 2 means take the square root of the value. So I'm going to say we have x raised to the power 1 by 2. So it will be equal to x raised to the power 1 by 2 is equal to square root of. Similarly, if we have raised to the power 1 by 3 or 1 by 4, the value raised to the power 1 by 3 and 1 by 4 means take the cube root and the fourth root of the given value. For instance, I'm going to take 27 whole the power or 27 power 1 by 3. It means we need to take cube root of 27. So cube root of 27 is equal to 3. And also I'm going to take the 16 power 1 by 4. So we need to take fourth root of 16, which is equal to 2, because 2 to the power 4 is 16. So that was the problems involving positive fractional indices. What about if we have a negative fractional indices? For instance, I'm going to write here. So for negative indices, it is possible to have negative fractional indices. For instance, 27 to the power 1 by 3, instead of writing, I'm going to write here 27 to the power minus 2 by 3. So 27 to the power minus 2 by 3. For that case, first of all, we need to convert this negative power into the positive power. How can we convert this? By taking the reciprocal, we can convert this 27 to the power minus 2 by 3 as 27 to the power 2 by 3. Then we can continue the previous process to complete the answer. For instance, I'm going to write here, I'm going to take the reciprocal of 27, it will be equal to 1 by 27. So the power will become positive. So it will be equal to 2 by 3. So now we can apply the previous process. Here we have denominator as 3. So it means we're going to take the cube root of 27. And power shows that we need to raise the number up to the power 2. So I'm going to take the cube root of 27. I'm going to take the square of all the answer which we get after taking the cube root of 27. So cube root of 27 is equal to 3. So 3 square is equal to 1 by 9. So that's the answer. So that's how we can convert any negative fractional indices into the positive. Then we can do the same process as we've done before. I'm going to take one more example. For instance, I'm going to take 16 to the power 3 by 2 whole divided by 49 to the power minus 1 by 2. So in the numerator, we have positive fractional indices, and the denominator, we have a negative fractional indices. So in the denominator, we can convert this into the positive if I take the value in the denominator into the numerator. So 16 to the power 3 by 2 can be written, because 2 is the square root. I can take the square root of 16 and we can take the whole power as 3. So 49, I'm going to take this to the numerator to make the power positive. So it will be equal to 49 to the power 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 is simply the square root of 49. Square root of 16 is equal to 4, and 4 cube here. And 49, if I take the square root of 49, it is equal to 7. So 4 cube is equal to 64, and square root of 49 is 7. So 64 times 7 is 448. So that's how we can solve any fractional indices.